And coming up next, we have Timmy, Alexis, Carrington Ward with Here She Is.
I told her if she breaks the lockdown rules, she's a Cheery bye! Oh, here she is! Do you know what? I fancy a Corona catch-up with all my celebrity guests what have been on my show. Fancy joining me? Should have done. Right, let's get all my celebrity friends back on the bed, girls.
Hi, Timmy.
Hi, Timmy.
Hi, Timmy.
Oh, it sounds like a football match you're also, lad. Speaking of football men, PETRIE HOSKEN from BBC Radio London. What's it like being working through the lockdown?
Well, it's been good, still working.
Shame your listeners don't agree.
I like it. I enjoy the fact that as a journalist I get to be part of the story. I get to report the story.
Oh, little things, please little mind.
So that's been good. But the most annoying thing has been all you lot staying at home doing nothing.
Oh, you cheeky piece.
Saying to me, oh, you're so lucky you're still working. Yeah, really lucky getting up at 1:30 in the morning to go to the studio.
Oh, you're lucky you haven't got a partner because you'd wake 'em. Mind you, looking at you, the only way you get a partner is putting them in the boot of your car.
Really lucky.
You're not that lucky, darling, are you? You've got mirrors in your house, haven't you? Well, thank you, PETRIE HOSKEN. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Not so much looking at you. I said it. Now, strictly judge Craig Revel Horwood. What have you done during lockdown to pass your time?
Well, to pass the time during the lockdown period, I've been doing a lot of gardening.
Uphill gardening, knowing you.
Yep, you heard it right. I am now a fully fledged gardener. Well, my boyfriend is, so that helps.
Boyfriend? You ain't gay, are you, darling? Ooh, dirty bitch.
And I've been doing things I've never done before, like making beds around trees and things like that.
And I bet that's not the first time you've made a bed round the tree on a late night coming home from the pub. I said it.
And I don't mean the sleeping variety. I mean the ones with soil that I can plant up. And I've been cleaning the house, which has been good fun.
And about time from what I've heard about your cleanliness.
I've been rearranging things.
You haven't sorted your hair yet though, have you?
I've also been cleaning all the cupboards out.
Prison talk.
I've had a wonderful time. My next job, of course, is the garage. I'm going to be doing that.
The garage? Bit manly for you, dear.
At some point in the next couple of months, which I'm looking forward to because I love a nice swept-kept garage.
Who doesn't?
And I have been making paddles. Yep. And this is one of my paddles that I've made. Look, it's a 10.
Ooh, a 10? First time somebody scored you that high, I bet. I said it.
Isn't it fabulous?
You're not.
Love it, darling. I gotta make more of them.
Sell them on. Mark them up. Sell them on.
Well, thank you, Craig Revel Horwood. You're fabulous. Now, former loose woman and celebrity vocal coach Zoe Tyler, has anything annoyed you since lockdown? Do tell.
What's annoying me? What's annoying me? Everything's annoying me.
Well, you weren't annoyed by your hair today, you just let it do what it likes. I said it.
I woke up in a right grump today.
Oh, you got a mirror above your bed?
The lack of routine.
Well, there's no keep fit routine by the looks of you, girl.
That's annoying me because my son's supposed to be at school and he's not because he's finished.
You got a son? Ooh, you don't look old enough.
And I mean, he's 18, but he had a couple of months to go. So there's no routine there. Every day's the same. That's annoying. It's very hot.
You're not.
because I'm supposed to be in England now with you lot.
Oh, if I'd known you were coming, I would have baked a cake, only there's no flour.
Seeing my family and had some things in the diary, and that's annoying that I can't get on a plane.
Can't get on a plane? I'm surprised it could take off with you on it, dear.
And I'm still here. And I'm in Florida.
Ooh, la-di-da.
Might just add, which you're all going to say, oh, how lovely, isn't she lucky? Well, it's not, because let me tell you what's annoying. It's 95 degrees outside every day, and I take the dog for a walk, I come back and sweating like a banshee. That's annoying, sweating all the time.
Lovely visual there, darling.
And I should be outside in a nice English garden pub, having the nice English breeze, fresh air, blowing, oh, my face, oh, beautiful.
You're not.
So that's not happening. That's very annoying. So yeah, pretty much everything today.
Guess you're just gonna have to learn to live with it.
Well, you've certainly cheered us all up, Zoe. Cheers. Christ. Speaking of drinking in an old English pub, Mimi LeBonc, Suod from Hello. Have your drinking and eating habits changed since the lockdown?
The eating and drinking hasn't affected me too much.
News to me.
A little bit the food, because I am down to a very meagre lunch at the moment.
Are you?
And if you go to the supermarket to get your groceries, the shelves are quite low.
Well, good job. You're short yourself, short ass. I said it.
And not very full.
Unlike you.
So I don't really have very much in my fridge at the moment.
Sounds rude.
The drinking, I don't drink very much anyway.
Don't know if we can be friends.
That really hasn't affected me at all. I'm just staying and I'm self-isolating myself,
Who isn't?
I think.
Please forgive me. It wasn't my fault. My cousins have been marrying each other for generations.
Well, merci beaucoup from me to you, Sue. On the same subject of food and drink during lockdown, what about you? Doctors, Sarah Moyle.
Am I eating and drinking differently?
I think that's what I just said.
Well, since there is no work, I am no longer drinking at work. I'm drinking at every other time of the day, in every room in my flat.
Oh, like a pub crawl.
Whenever I can.
Who isn't?
Eating, not really different. I'd say it's cheaper because I can't cook to save my life.
Can't apply makeup either.
So I, in the olden days, mostly used to eat in restaurants. That sounds fancy. When I say restaurants, I mean the chippy.
Telling me.
So now I try to put together meals that don't really make sense.
Bit like your dress sense.
Noodles and a cucumber and some prawns, things like that. That's a good meal for me. So yes, I'm size of a house now.
More like a small university, dear.
Because I just eat and drink all day long.
This wine is all full. Give me another glass.
Thank you, Sarah Moyle. Now, speaking of alcoholics and gluttony, Lucy Benjamin from EastEnders, how have your eating and drinking habits changed during the lockdown? I can see your pain, girl.
I haven't stopped eating and drinking. I'm drinking like a fish.
Tell me something I don't know.
Eating like a pig.
I'm not blind.
I'm the size of a house.
Again, got my vision.
I just don't know why. I think it's because it's the only thing. That's what you plan. You just plan to go from meal to meal, drink to drink.
You speak for yourself.
I go, oh, I had red yesterday, so I'm going to have rosé tomorrow. And I might then have white the day after. And I have a lasagna that day. It's just ridiculous. It just fills your every waking thought.
And every part of your body by the looks of things. I said it.
I think about just your next meal, your next drink.
I'm a bit drunk now.
Dump. You eating and drinking more in lockdown is no cliffhanger, Lucy. I said it. Now, Carol Decker from Japan, name me 3 things you've missed during lockdown.
The 3 things I miss most about the corona lockdown.
Yeah, it's not a hard question, darling.
Is just not being able to hug people.
Oh, you mucky car.
I'm a big hugger. I'm a tactile person.
So I've heard.
So whenever I see a friend on the street, or even my neighbour who lives right next door, if we bump into each other, out in the supermarket or walking our dogs, we have a big old hug.
Your neighbour has been on the phone to me, actually. Can you stop?
So I miss touching people.
Oh, I've been tagged for doing that.
For now. And then secondly, I really do miss going to the pub.
Who doesn't?
I don't lead a massively big social life anymore. Those days are long gone.
You said it.
And I just love going to a couple of our local pubs out here where I live in Oxfordshire.
You've gone up in the world.
And you get a bite to eat, you know a few faces, chat to the bar staff.
I've heard about your chats.
It's just, the pub is my church.
Amen to that.
I'm not a sophisticated person.
You said it.
I do miss going to the pub. I go a couple of times a week. And then finally,
thank Christ.
The other thing I miss is just knowing that the world isn't ticking normally.
I know what you mean, girl.
I love places like New York. I've been to Italy many times. I love Spain. We go to Mallorca regularly. We just love the food and the culture in those countries.
I can see a little bit too much by the looks of things.
Manhattan's one of my favourite towns in the whole wide world. Straight away, the city itself is a rock star.
You're not.
The way it looks, the way it buzzes, the way it thrives. A cocktail at happy hour is just one of the best things in life.
You said it, girl.
And I just miss the fact that I know it's not there, that it's suffering.
So are we, listening to you, girl. Telling me.
All those beautiful places are suffering, so that makes me a bit sad. So can't wait for that to come back. And then I can't wait to visit.
Tickets, money, passport!
Thank you, Carol Decker. I can always rely on you to give me a detailed answer. I love that. Not sure my viewers will. I said it. Now, speaking of boring people, sorry Kaz, Stephen Dixon from Sky News. Now do tell me, you've got diabetes. How has that been during lockdown?
It's fine being diabetic. I mean, you are at more risk, and so you do have to be careful.
Do you, dear?
But you just get on with it.
Sounds rude.
What else can you do? You get on with it.
I said that to my husband last night.
I stay at home most of the time.
Well, that's because you've got no friends.
Which is alright. And then just get on with it and be extra careful.
Oh, extra careful. What do you do? Put 2 on?
What else can you do? We've all got to knuckle down and carry on.
Knuckle down and carry on? More like get down on your knuckles and carry on. Sounds rude.
What you need is a bucket of cold water thrown on you.
Now, speaking of knuckling down, Duncan James from Blue. Have you had any phone fun with your fella? Because you've been apart, haven't you, during isolation?
Have I had any phone fun with my boyfriend?
Yeah, sorry darling, was that too difficult a question?
Well, dear, it's been 4 weeks I've not seen him. You know, I mean, yes, there has been some phone fun. Otherwise, I would have been not only climbing the walls, but going out of my mind.
Oh, that wouldn't have been a long journey. I said it.
Fortunately for you, Timmy, and for me, you know, you can't really play Soggy Biscuit on your own. I mean, you might have tried Soggy Biscuit on your own.
Telling me.
But it's not a good look.
Shame though, isn't it? You speak for yourself, Dunks.
Shut your goal.
Now, going from Duncan to a doctor. Most of his boyfriends have too. I said it. Dr. David Ball. Has anything good come out of the lockdown for you?
On a serious note, though.
On a serious note? Here's a serious note.
What good has come out of lockdown? Well, actually, I have a list on my fridge now of everything I've achieved during lockdown.
Christ, you must have a small fridge.
I've actually done an awful lot that I've never had time to do. So lots of admin, lots of sort of redevelopment of websites and emails and social media and all that kind of stuff. But also one thing that really is good that's come out of this is that I've got my licence to practice medicine back.
Oh Christ!
And I'm joining the NHS again to help out in the COVID crisis.
Look out everybody, we've got a new f***ing virus on the loose. I said it.
It's a fantastic opportunity for me and a very frightening time for patients.
Oh no!
At this stage, I'd like to thank the NHS for everything you've done so far, although once Dr. David Bull's on your ward, I don't know what I should be saying. Telling me. Anyway, speaking of doctors, I've got another one. What is it? Doctor joke? I said it. Dr. RANJ, who's your fantasy lockdown mate?
My fantasy lockdown housemate? That's a toughie. There are so many people.
I bet there are. Dirty bitch.
Do you know what? I'd say Rusty Lee.
Oh, it's lucky she's on the panel.
She's got that wicked laugh, incredible sense of humour. We'd have such a good time.
I can't see that myself.
Plus, she can cook.
Cook? I've seen her burn water, dear.
So I'd be well looked after, I think. Yeah, Rusty Lee. Go on, girl.
Oh, how right you are, Doctor.
Well, thank you for that, Dr. RANJ, but surprisingly, Rusty Lee is married already. I know, yeah. Should have done. Anyway, speaking of such, she's living with her fella. What's it like living with your husband during isolation, Rust?
Well, me and my beloved are getting on so well. We really love each other's company, and when we're on holidays, we're just us two. We just love it.
Easily pleased.
But we're getting on so well. Really, best you could ever think, because I'm in one part of the house and he's in the other. So we're getting on famously.
Sounds ideal to me, dear. For him.
We meet in the evenings, we have a nice cup of tea or a lovely meal together that I've cooked.
When you say lovely.
And we just enjoy each other's company, watch a film. Fantastic. You should try it.
Oh, honey, I got a fake laugh with your name all over it.
Well done you, Rusty, for learning that you and your husband get on better with each other from either side of your house. Telling me. Now, speaking of learning, Denise Waterman from Tight Fit, what have you learnt during lockdown? Anything?
Actually, Timmy, I have. I'm doing an online course to become a celebrant.
Oh, like the Vicar of Dibley. You've got her hips.
So if anyone wants to get buried, married or named, I'm your woman.
I didn't know that.
And speaking of burying, I wish I'd buried your invitation to come on this show, Denise. I said it. Now, Janet Ellis from Blue Peter. What's it like living at home with your John during isolation?
Well, sharing a house with John is never hard. We have a nice time.
Sounds rude.
But the dog is in heaven.
Oh, darling, you lost your dog?
Company 24/7, guaranteed walk once a day. She knows exactly where all her toys are kept.
Sounds rude.
She brings them constantly. Life is pretty good for Angela, and she's happy to hear announcements of another few weeks.
Well, now I've seen everything.
Well, thank you, Janet Ellis. I wouldn't mind you petting me one day. Sounds rude. Now, speaking of dogs, CHERYL Baker from Bucks Fizz. I said it. Now that the lockdown is being lifted, what are 3 things that you want to do?
3 things I'm going to do when this pandemic is over. Well, I'm going to see my friends, definitely, because we've missed, these are my school friends. These are people I've known since I was 5.
Blimey, you've got a good memory, girl.
Primary school and 11 when I went to secondary school.
Oh, so you actually did go to school then?
We were going to have a weekend away, or 3 nights, 4 nights away, on the Isle of Wight. We always go abroad, but we were going to go to the Isle of Wight.
Ooh, pushing the boat out.
So we'll probably get together and plan that trip again.
Well, I hope you have a lovely time, darling.
I will definitely go out for a nice meal with Steve, my husband.
That bill will be pricey.
I will go and see a show. I will go up the West End and see a show, a theatre show. They're the 3 things.
Well, what did you?
Oh, I'd love to see a show too, CHERYL. Fingers crossed people keep following the rules and we get back to normal as soon as possible. Now, we've come to the end of my interview, so thanks, guys, everybody, and thank you for watching all my isolation specials. Hopefully, again, fingers crossed, we'll get a proper real live guest on my bed. Oh, I need somebody on my bed soon. I said that to my husband last night. Now, please all subscribe and keep watching and sharing. Here she is. Now, can everybody say cheese so we can have a selfie? I always finish my interviews off with a selfie. Sounds rude. Now, everyone, say cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese. Cheese.
You said it.